Hello, 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 hello. Welcome, everyone. Welcome. Prowess goes live, OBM opportunity. So great to see all of you. Welcome. Happy Wednesday. Favorite time of the week. We get to hang. Oh, what's up, Lisa? Give us a little shout out in the comments. Hello. Welcome. All right, as always, we are going to open with a question. So, if there was one topic that you could put your hand on a book or or be like chat GPT and somehow absorb all the knowledge about that one topic, what would it be? Put in chat. If there was one topic, and it could be a type of sport that you know how to do. It could be, I now know how to play an instrument. It could be, I now know how to code. What would that be? Finance, I love it. Yeah, preach, sister. How to get out of my own way. Jennifer, yes. Oh my gosh, if I could bag that and sell that, I would do that in a heartbeat. Megan, make money. Love that. We were just talking about this podcast on a different session, but highly recommend Generation Wealth by Candy Valentino. Hope that helps. Mine would be Spanish. My daughter is in Spanish immersion, and I wish that I could just download Duolingo and be able to talk to all of her teachers and her and I don't know, 30% of all of the population who speaks Spanish. So that would absolutely be mine. And there's a reason why we're starting off today's session with that question. I've spoken to several of you OBMs in the audience and OBMs who have come to us before. And the top thing that they say is, hey, I want to be an online business manager because I understand operations, I understand processes, I understand potentially it's finance, I understand technology, but that marketing thing that y'all do, that marketing thing, because it's kind of art and kind of science, it makes you feel a bit uncomfortable. And that's exactly what we are talking about today. Taking some of the top marketing speak that I hear from CEOs all the time saying, hey, do you have OBMs who know how to do X, Y, and Z? And breaking that down so that all of you in the audience and all of you listening to this can say, oh, okay, they're asking for an X, Y, and Z. This is what I need to go do on delivering exactly what they really, really need. How does that sound, everyone? Give me a thumbs up if that sounds good. Give me a thumbs up if that sounds good. Awesome. All right. So the way that we're going to go about this is I'm going to do 3 main topics or words, buzzwords that we hear absolutely all the time. I'm going to give you the definition of it. Then I'm going to give you what the CEO really wants from this. Because oftentimes your client, they may not be an expert in marketing either. So, but they know because they have a coach or they have a mastermind or they have a mentor who's like, hey, you need to get X, Y, and Z in check. So they may come to you, use this buzzword and like, hey, I've been told I need a blank. What does that mean for you? So we'll go through the top 3 ones that I hear over and over again. And then Leah is going to come in at the end and really identify, as the OBM, how you should be thinking about all those different topics, breaking that down, and what you go do in order to deliver on what that CEO really, really needs. How does that sound to everybody? Just what I need. Oh, we love it. Love it. Fantastic. All right. Number 1. And this one's a doozy. So I just was like, okay, let's lean in and just, get to the doozies right off the bat. A funnel. This is definitely the number one thing that I get asked from CEOs is, hey, can your online business managers that come to Prowess Project to get training, to get matched up with jobs, are they going to be able to help me design and implement my funnel? So, definition of what a funnel is. A sales funnel is a process that prospects, so your clients, prospects, go through to become a customer. So each stage of the funnel brings them one step closer to making that purchase. And so then when you're planning it really, really well, it will then define the actions that your business needs to take to push people through that next stage. So let's put a pin in what those actions are. But what I want to show you is just a simple example of a funnel. All right, can you all see this here? So I'm sure you've seen this in your, I don't know, business world. But really, again, it is saying, okay, prospect. So let's say that we are selling coffee. Okay. Hey, awareness. How is someone going to learn that Ashley sells coffee? Right? Interest. Why would someone decide or be even interested that care that Ashley is the one who is selling coffee? Then the next decision, making a decision to go or try out my coffee shop. And then the action is purchasing my coffee. So you can see how all of these different stages are a part of the decision to go from cold to closed in that funnel from the prospect's perspective. All right. So really, this is what the CEO really wants to know when they are asking about funnels. They want to make sure that they have a strategy for prospects to go from cold to closed. Now, listen to what I said again. It is going to let the CEO sleep better at night, have more confidence, have more ability to outsource, have more predictability in their business if they have some sort of strategy of the stages that people will go through. What that then helps them do as the CEO is align the resources that they are going to need and that they are using. So the time, the money, the effort, and the people in order to make people move from one stage to the other. Okay. That is what the CEO wants to know. They really don't even care, like, ultimately what the stages are. Like, y'all will decide that. They're just trying to figure out in my 10 different resources that I have, how am I going to allocate those to move people through the funnel with the most speed and efficiency, right? That's what they want to know. And so they want to know the conversions from one stage to the other. All right. So with a funnel, we gave the definition. It's the different stages that people go through, prospect to like purchase. And what the CEO wants to know is the strategy of how to get them there, what that looks like, so they can allocate resources and get them from cold to close as quickly and as effectively and efficiently as possible. All right. I'm going to pause there. Again, Leah's going to come to this at the end with like her OBM hat on. So do not worry. I'm going to pause there. Any questions about the funnel specifically, and then we'll move on to the next. I know that this can feel very quick in this. In our full course, we dive into what a funnel is and how to think about it, and difference between a funnel and a pipeline and all of that. This is just a quick overview so that you can feel comfortable when a coach, consultant, CEO is asking about what a funnel is and what you need. All right, everyone. Next, the next topic is nurture marketing. Nurture marketing. So the definition of nurture marketing is a communication strategy designed to place content in front of the prospects at various points of the customer journey, aka various points of the funnel, right? So the nurture marketing involves regularly reaching out on the client's behalf to these different leads in the customer base and presenting them with important information before they even ask for it. So you're sending them information to get them to go through the entire funnel. And again, it's the proactively sending them information so that they are moving through the funnel. All right. So successful nurturers provide their prospects a forum for feedback and are constantly listening to their needs and constantly tweaking their services or what they're selling based on the interaction from their nurture series. So again, think of the funnel as almost a tool or almost as like the strategy. The nurture is what you're doing about the strategy. The nurture is the activities that you're doing. The nurture is all of the science and strategy and systematizing, wow, of all the communications that are going to get people through that funnel. So really, as a CEO, what I want to know in my funnel is, does in my nurture, does the channel, the message, the offer, and the timing of each touch point, does that make that prospect move forward in that funnel? I'm going to repeat that. Does the channel, message, offer, and timing make that contact move closer, further down the funnel, closer to purchasing? All right, questions on nurture. Fantastic. All right, then hopping into the last one. So we talked about funnels and like how that's a visual of how to understand what that journey is. And we talked about nurtures, what you're going to actively do in order to make that lead go through the funnel. And then the last one is CTR, click-through rate. Okay. Definition of a click-through rate is it is measuring the proportion of total individuals who either see the ad, who open up the email, who get access to whatever it is that you're putting in front of them. Most of the times you can look at this as like impressions or opens in an email, and who take an action to click on it. So it is the proportion of individuals who see it to the ones who have taken an action to click on it. So, and typically you see the CTR as a percentage. So it is total clicks over total impressions multiplied by 100. You get that percentage. As a CEO, what I care about when I'm asking, hey, what is the click-through rate, is tell me how effective this campaign is. Tell me how effective that email is that we sent out. Tell me how effective the copy in the ad is that we put out on Instagram. Tell me how effective Instagram is as a channel for advertising versus a LinkedIn. That is what the click-through rate really tells you, because it shows people's intent because they are taking an action. It shows they want more information. It shows that they are the right people and they are curious enough and they are willing enough to, again, take their time, take those eyeballs, and invest in whatever it is that you are showing them, whatever it is that offer is. All right. Questions on click-through rate? Fantastic. Awesome. So now what you all have been waiting for, I am going to hand it over to Leah to translate some of the things that I just said into how you should be thinking about all these different things.
Thank you, Ashley. And first, let me just say that I know a lot of times when Ashley and I are chatting about this, that it comes down to, can you hear me, Ashley?
Leah, I can't hear you, but maybe it's just me. Can y'all hear Leah?
Can you hear me now? No. Trying again.
Oh, okay. Then it's just me.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Megan. So when all of this when Ashley will bring me an initiative that we're starting a new, whether it is a new part of our marketing campaign, we're discussing a new metric that she wants to see. Typically, the same process will happen for me, whatever piece of this that we're talking about. So that's what one thing I wanted to stress was, as an OBM, when you're looking at marketing, every time it's a new subject, I'm not recreating the wheel and how I would go about this, right? There are key things that I want to understand in the process. The first one being, I want to make sure I am clear on what that CEO is trying to accomplish with this new initiative or tweaking the current one that we're working on, right? So I'm going to make sure when that comes up, like, hey, I really think we need to work on this part of our funnel. I am asking to make sure I understand what their thinking is, right? So any kind of background information, can you share with me, what your objective is, what the outcome that you want to be in this process? Then next, I am making sure I reflect that back to them so that we're all on the same page before I start. Because one of the key things with any of these marketing initiatives is to make sure we're hitting that objective in the end, right? A lot of times, yes, we want an increase in revenue or customers, but let's really understand, is it a new segment of the business? Is it a new type of buyer that we're looking for? Really, what is that we're trying to target? Next, and I'm sure a lot of your brains already went here as Ashley was talking, is the process, right? We have to take in the team that we're working with. We have to look at the current technology that we have so that how, where, and who is what's going to pop into our heads as OBMs to start working through that. The content part, the branding part, all of that, a lot of times you're working with that CEO or someone else who's creating that part. That's not really, to me, marketing can get intimidating because I think, oh my gosh, I have to create this stuff. A lot of times those pieces already exist. We're organizing the vehicle and to get it out there to meet the goals of that CEO. So I am looking at that process and knowing I need to develop that SOP that we are going to tweak until we get this right. So as Ashley was talking about in that nurture example, the channels, the message, the offer, the timing, I want to start taking a look at all of that and incorporate all of those pieces and say, what is the process that we are going to use to make sure that we can do this successfully? A lot of times we're looking at different team members. We're looking at there may be different time zones that we're going to have to work across with different parts of the team. So how are we going to do all of this to get this social media out on time or to tweak these videos to be, what we want? So taking a look at all the parts of the process. And feel free to ask any questions as I'm talking through this, throw those in chat and we can take it apart. But the next part of the piece that I look at is the technology. Now, I will admit a lot of times that's where I want to start because I enjoy working on the technology piece of this. But if I rush that, if I don't ask those clarifying questions, if I don't think about the process and everyone that I'll be working with, I'm jumping the gun with technology, right? We want to make sure that we're not recreating the wheel here with this new initiative, that we're keeping this very simple and direct. A lot of times the Excel spreadsheet is a great place to start to make sure we're capturing all of the right pieces of this puzzle before we put it into a software that's just designed for social media marketing or for email marketing, right? Let's first make sure we have all of this right. So sometimes Ashley and I'll sit down, we'll have a conversation about what our goals are. We'll look at the metrics. I'm going to build out that spreadsheet to say, hey, here's what I'm seeing. Is this working correctly? Now let's add the automation. Now let's move it to the next phase. The last one is the metrics tracking. This is the piece of the puzzle that a lot of times we want to make sure is intact as early as possible. Again, that's why I suggest using an Excel spreadsheet, because as you're working with the CEO or consultant, they're going to want to know from day 3, what kind of traction are we getting, right? They want to see quick results. So just having something like a spreadsheet that they can be checking to see, yep, people are engaging, leads are coming in, we had this many clicks, whatever that is, just a place where they can go to start seeing action. It doesn't have to be giving us summaries or graphs or anything yet. Just first capturing those metrics in one place that the whole team can be looking at to see, are we moving forward? Again, keeping it very simple, not creating the wheel, not rushing to build out a dashboard that may take a lot longer than the actual project that's moving forward. And then the last one, this is sort of a bonus one, is the insights that you will provide to the CEO or this team to tell them what you're seeing. This is the value of an OBM, right? This is where kind of the rubber meets the road in the whole process, because you can build it, you can get it in the technology, you can build the dashboard, but the why behind what you're seeing is where they really want you to partner with them. So for example, if you are seeing a lot of traction with a specific subject line that is different than all the other emails that you have out there, that's what you want to bring up. So you want to be prepared in that meeting or in that check-in session that you're having with them to share your insights. Sometimes they might be things that move the project forward, sometimes not. That's fine. That's the value that you're bringing when you help interpret what you see, when you can point out caveats in the data, when you can see that there's areas that the team is running smoother, right? So for example, if I have a CEO who loves doing podcasts, right? They really like doing that. And that's easy. And all of a sudden you have all of these snippets that you can then take and put into social media, and you have all of this content and those are doing really well. Maybe then all the blogs that takes forever and you're having to beg someone to get done isn't where your team should be. They're not thriving there. And it's just, that's actually a drain on your whole process. So bringing those insights to say, hey, this is low hanging fruit from effort for us. Our audience is really liking it. Let's do more of this. Any questions there? And this is the part where, and I encourage you to make sure you're having fun with this, because this is all of this marketing, all these new words. We can get hung up in, am I the right person to answer these questions? I don't know how much experience I have. Again, a lot of it is the process, the part that we follow, the content, the creation, the branding is usually handed off to us by somebody else. So have fun with the process and the technology that you are really good at. And don't be afraid to ask those questions. Even if it is just curious of saying, I'm not an expert in this space, I want to know a little more. I want to get on the phone with the social media person and just learn a little more. There's so much value in that.
Absolutely. And I think number 5, when you were talking about the insights, it comes back to the whole reason why there is a funnel, and the whole reason why you're tracking any of this is the CEO's job ultimately is the keeper of resources and of those, of the effort, of the people, of the money, of the time. Where does all of that go? That's going to get us the best, most profit at the end of the year, whatever it is your KPI is. It is your job as an OBM to help uncover those learnings and those insights so that the CEO can steer the ship in the best way possible. Most of the time, the CEOs that you're working with are the visionary types, the ones that get super, super excited, the ones who are very relationship based, who are very optimistic. It is your job to come to them and say, like, yes, be as optimistic as you want within these guidelines based on the data. So that then the CEO can be more confident about their decisions and about their optimism in one direction. Awesome. Any questions, y'all? Well, fantastic. Thank you so much for being here. If you want us to do another one of these translating marketing speak into the OBM world, let us know what buzzwords, it doesn't have to even be marketing really. What buzzwords are you hearing that you're like, come again? Like, what is that? Let us know. We would be happy to do another one of these sessions and kind of break down how you should be thinking about that. So please do send that into us. Also, quick reminder that our next free masterclass, the OBM Opportunity Soaring to Six Figures, starts on Monday. So if you haven't signed up for that, I highly, highly, highly recommend you do that. We're going to be walking through what an OBM is, what a day in the life looks like, what you do on the reg. We're going to have a client come talk, a panel of OBMs, how to get clients. I mean, the whole shebang. So hope that you all can be there, and let me put the link in the notes and we will get.
I was trying to grab it for you, Ashley. You're beating me to it.
Oh, maybe not. I lost. Gotta love when I'm like, oh yeah, the visionaries are totally tech illiterate, and I lost my screen 17 times while we were doing this. So here we are, and couldn't even hear Leah. My sound was off. Shocking. Anyway, y'all have a wonderful rest of the week. We will see you again on Monday. And if you need anything, let us know. Bye, y'all.